welcome to Special Stage and to the 1400 BTRDA Rally Championship. Round 7 brings us to Ludlow for the Woodpecker Stages Rally. Ryan Weston, current championship leader, is not here. That could prove decisive in the battle for the title. Championship battles throughout the 1400s are raging on with only 2 rounds remaining after this one. So this is a crucial rally with all the action right now. Thank you for joining us on Special Stage.
Dave Bennett leads the charge with Ash Slights just behind. Dave Brick will be looking for a good result on his home rally, but there were a handful of others all capable of victory on the Woodpecker this weekend. On to the opening stages of the day then, and it will be the lead for Dave Bennett and Alistair McNeil straight out of the blocks. A lead of 36 seconds in what was going to prove to be an action-packed rally.
A bit happy than we found you first off last time out.
Yeah, a little bit better today, Paul. Well, we've made it back to service, so that's a vast improvement over the last time.
How's it gone the first 2?
Yeah, okay. Very slippy, very tricky the first one, but I think we were pretty clean. And then the last one's similar. I had a really good first half of the stage, and I lost my way a little bit, so we're a little bit slow in the second half. But I don't know. We'll see where we get to. It's quite a long day, so.
Plenty of time to find it again. Cheers.
Thanks, Paul.
The first of the casualties of the morning stages were Dave and Freddie Brick. Not the result they wanted on their home events. They go off the road in the second stage of the day. We'd also lose Ash Slights and Sam Collis when the gearbox on the car failed in the second stage of the day.
Because of the camera angle, we can't see the tow rope, so if you want to pretend that you're winning, you can.
Oh, we're on it. Absolutely, like, on it.
You're always winning. Tell us what happened.
5 seconds a mile up we were. Joking. No. Bag of neutrals. Selectors are going in gearbox, so game over for now, but we'll resume battle on track rod. So we'll see how we go. I think it's still all to play for because Dave's dropped out. So
fighting talk from the back of a tow rope. Have a safe journey home.
Cheers, you two. You got it, haven't you? Can't have it any other way.
And stage 1 would also see us lose Keith and Mary Riddick, also with gearbox issues when the car stuck in 3rd gear towards the end of the stage. So with a few regular faces missing from the timesheets, it would be up to Wayne and Hugh Lewis to take 2nd place behind Bennett. All going well, just a dent in the door from hitting a bale to show for their troubles.
At least the door opens.
Yeah, it's a good thing. We decided to cut the bay at the chicane in A Park and it wasn't a good plan.
No, it didn't look like it. The door would agree with you there.
It's very unpredictable grip levels in there. Very slippy. You don't know whether you're going to get stopping power or not.
You're still smiling though, so you must like driving sideways.
Yeah, it's the best way, isn't it?
No problems for Roger Priestnall and Chris King, not even bales in the door. They were being a little cautious due to the slippery conditions, but it would still be 3rd place for now.
Roger, 2 stages in, I know that it's quite slippery out there. How's it gone?
It is very slippy. It's so easy to stick it off. I saw Freddie Brick off in there and Heffron Lloyd Jones, he was off in there, and the line between going off and stopping on the road is so small, so I think just keep pushing, don't go mad, and I think you'll pick something up at the end of the day.
Jordan and Paul Hone were trying to build the confidence up over the morning stages after the brake problems last time out. It was going well this morning with 4th place for now. Heffron Lloyd Davies and Emir Hall reached the end of stage 2 in 5th, but sadly for the pair, electrical problems would stop them continuing after service. A top 5 finish was the aim for James Williams and Yuri Davies today, getting some miles under their belt and settling into a good pace in 6th now. Meanwhile, consistency was the aim for Kieran Darrington and Pamela Mitchell once again. They end the morning in 7th place, just 7 seconds behind Williams. Chris Powell and Jim Lewis make a good start to the rally, but sadly a time penalty moves them from a potential 2nd place down into 8th. Carl Davies and Richard Jones end the morning with the lead of the 1400 C class, sitting just inside the top 10 in 9th on the leaderboard. And for Scott and David Sloan, it will be 2nd in that class. The Scottish pair rounding out the top 10, struggling to get into a rhythm in the early stages. And for Tim and Phil Banner, it will be 3rd in the 1400 C class, sitting just outside the top 10 in 13th overall. In Rally First, it will be Nick Carr and Joe Sturdy who take the lead at the start of the day. Our Rally First champions, 12 seconds their advantage and things going well so far in the stages.
Quest for 2 championships continues. How's it gone so far today?
Good. Yeah, we're enjoying these conditions. Very, very slippy in the first one. Struggling to get up the hills, but no, it's going good. We're enjoying it.
James Watkins and Karen Tomlinson hadn't been out since the Plains, but it wasn't showing. They lie in second place for now, although a few big moments in the stages may be an indication they needed to back off a little.
James, all going to plan?
Yeah, all right, to be honest. We haven't been out for a while, not since the plane, so we're just getting round, really. We've had a couple of big moments, though, in the first 2, by the looks of it. He was grabbing on at one point, so, yeah. No, we're all right, though. Just getting round today, really. Haven't been in the car for a while, so just having a play.
Enjoy the next few.
Thank you.
Chris Wheeler and Jan Griffiths make a good start with 3rd place, taking the early lead in the Rally First 1.6 class, just struggling a little with inconsistent grip levels today.
Chris, quietly confident or noisily confident?
Not saying too much at the minute.
Quietly then?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. We're happy to get through the first 2. Got a very good pace going. I'm happy with the car. It's very slippery in them stages. The top cars are carrying a lot of mud through a lot of the corners, but it's still a long way to go, obviously. So just got to keep our heads on it.
Morgan Hanford and Richard Davies, meanwhile, were not feeling like they were on the pace at all. But things looked okay on the times, at least. 4th place for now, and 3rd in the 1.4 class. The feeling was good in the car for Matthew Thompson and Charlotte Banner. Happy with the times in those stages, but the pair were lying 2nd in the 1.6 class and will be looking for a push on the next few stages to change that. For Sam Billum and Graham Wild, it will be 6th. A good start for the pair, sitting just 2 seconds behind Thompson ahead. And for Neil Andrew and Dom Adams, it will be an identical time to Billum, struggling in the hairpins on the first stage, as were many others. The gap back from Andrew to 8th place Jonathan Pickering and Simon Broom was 22 seconds at this stage, the biggest gap in the top 10, which showed just how close the battles were this weekend. John and Duncan Freeman end the morning just inside the top 10 with 9th, a good start to the event as they take the 1 litre class lead. And rounding out the top 10 were Emily and Elliot Rettelig, just 2 seconds back from Freeman, and the whole top 10 separated by less than a minute. Just outside the top 10, it will be 13th overall for Roger Lovett and Arwell Jenkins, the pair taking 2nd in the 1 litre class at this stage. And it will be 3rd in that class for Thomas Bayliss and Joe Jones, just 9 seconds back from their class rivals up ahead. Unfortunately for Ollie Bell and Simon Rogers, it will be bad luck in stage 2. They crashed the car in the stage, luckily landing it back on the wheels and able to continue only to find the brakes not working, coming down into the next corner, forcing the pair off the road yet again and into another roll. Thankfully, the pair were both okay despite both rolls, although it was of course bad news for the car and their championship hopes.
Oh my god.
So with 2 stages complete, here at the Woodpecker in the 1400s, the results at the top look like this. On to the next couple of stages, and no change to the lead for Dave Bennett and Alistair McNeil. Although there almost was, they hit a log pile in this loop, bending a stub axle on the car.
Dave, everything going to plan?
No, not really. We went off at the end of Radnor, just on a 4 left that just tightened up, and we went into a log pile, and I've bent the rear stub axle, so we had to back off in the last one. I can't pronounce it, it's in Welsh, but yeah. But no, we just took it steady through there. So I'm hoping and praying we've got a stub axle in the truck to change now. So
either that or a hammer.
Yes, or a bit of judicious tapping. So
I saw another courser going in there retiring earlier. So
oh, thanks.
You can go.
Oh yeah, sorry. I get your point now. Yeah.
Part of the reason Bennett's lead was safe, though, was the loss of Wayne and Hugh Lewis, rolling out of 2nd place in their Nova.
Well, you started with the door and not thinking that was enough. You've done the roofing as well.
Not bad. It's still the same side, isn't it? So it's not bad.
It's been one of those days for you.
It has, yeah. We were having a really good push in Radnor, really enjoying it, and just one of them, just one left into one right, and just tightened and just nudged into the ditch and just boop, over she went. Yeah.
Jordan and Paul Hone were getting back into things after the problems last time out. Going well at this stage as they take advantage of the problems ahead to move into second place now.
Flat 1 left, 100. Flat 1 left over crest, okay, 150. Flat 1 right continues for 250, and then 100 up the hill. It just continues, keeps going on around. 100 up the hill. 1 right continues again, and then 2 right tightens, and a hairpin right. 2 right and a hairpin right at the logs here.
First time through Radnor, I guess you enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good now. It's brilliant stage now. They're all great, but Radnor was special.
Happy with the pace?
Yeah, I haven't looked at the times for them last two, but I was happy enough. A bit messy in either two stages, but I was dead on.
Chris Powell and Jim Lewis were still suffering from the time penalty and still missing out on second place, but thankfully the pair were not in a much worse third overall in that Sunbeam.
Still happy? The attrition rate's still not affecting you?
Well, the attrition rate's great for us because all the top boys have dropped out bar Bennett, but we got a 1 minute row penalty, which is obviously which we're trying to get overturned because it was a bit of a mess up with the time cards, but whether that happened or not, I don't know. But that's obviously costing us big time, so we should be second in class, and we're like 8th. But there we go, these things happen.
See how it goes.
Yeah, pace is still good, so.
James Williams and Yurik Davies' plans of a top 5 finish were looking good at this stage. They move up to 4th place now, just 1 overshoot holding them back a little. And things were looking good as well for Kieran Darrington and Pamela Mitchell. They move up to 5th place now, but it wasn't without its moments along the way. All change in the 1400 C class as well in this loop as we see Scott and David Sloan take the advantage there with 7th overall. No change at the top of the rally first standings in this loop. Nick Carr and Joe Sturdy maintain that lead, now up to 49 seconds.
In Neil's words, you're just too quick for him today. Can you keep it up?
We're going to try. We're really are pushing today because we've got a job to do, so
Yeah, you have.
we're trying.
Well, good luck. You've got 2 more left and there's some good stages still in there.
Nice one, cheers.
Spurred on by the realisation that they were lying second in the class, Matthew Thompson and Charlotte Banner pull out a bit more pace in these stages to move up the results to 2nd overall, leading the way in the 1.6 class.
2 more to take the fight. Can you do it?
I think so. It was a bit of a push on stage 3 it was, because we found out that Wheeler was somehow leading, gone well on the first stage. And so, yeah, it was a bit of a push on stage 3 and 4, but hopefully we can do it.
This move by Thompson, of course, would put Chris Wheeler and Jan Griffiths down into 2nd in the class. Now it would be their turn to try and find a little more in the final stages of the day.
2 more left. Tell me something that I'm not expecting.
Getting very tight at the top, very tight.
It is.
It's a matter of seconds in it now between all of us. So this afternoon we're going to have to get our foot down.
They're watching you.
Yeah, seems to be. Yeah, they're right on our heels now. So pressure's on, but we've just got to get through these next few stages. Yeah, just go up the pace a little bit more now. See what we can do. The long stages were very tricky and muddy.
Things were still not feeling great inside the car for Morgan Hanford and Richard Davies, but despite that feeling, the speed was there outside at least, ending stage 4 with 4th place. Neil Andrew and Dom Adams were having a better run in this middle loop of stages. They move up to 5th place, and on an identical time to Hanford up ahead. Taking the lead in the 1 litre class now were Roger Lovett and Arwell Jenkins, still lying in 13th overall at this stage of the rally. So with just 2 stages remaining here at the Woodpecker in the BTRDA 1400s, the results at the top look like this. On to the final stages, and it will be 15th overall for Claire Marsh and Joshua Taylor, the pair taking 3rd in the 1 litre class. Thomas Bayliss and Joe Jones reached the end of the day with 14th overall and 2nd in the 1 litre class. And taking that class victory were Roger Lovett and Arwell Jenkins, still holding on to that 13th overall in that micro. A bit of a change in the 1.6 class as Stephen Knott and Ron Morgan round out the top of that class with 12th on the leaderboard. On to the top 10 then, and it will be 10th place for Sam Davies and Marcus Morphew in the Peugeot 205. Emily and Elliot Retelich managed to keep within the top 10, taking a 9th place finish this weekend. And for Jonathan Pickering and Simon Broom, it will be 8th. Things seem to be going well for the pair as they have a trouble-free weekend. Matthew and Tim Tordoff make a move up the results in the afternoon. They end the day with 7th overall in the MG. For Neil Andrew and Dom Adams, it will be 6th place to end the day. Not the result he would have wanted, but a finish was just as important at this point in the championship. They would in fact be equal on times at the end of the rally with James Watkins and Karen Tomlinson. They managed to take 5th based on their fastest performance at the start of the day. Sam Billam and Graham Wild have a good end to the rally with 4th. This result also netting them 3rd in the 1.4 class. Some of the change in this leaderboard was due to the loss of Chris Wheeler and Jan Griffiths. They go into the final stages on a charge, only for the drive shaft to break a few miles from the end of the rally. So that means promotion up into the final step on the podium for Morgan Hanford and Richard Davies. A good finish to a day where the pair were not really happy with their driving. Matthew Thompson and Charlotte Banner managed to keep hold of their 1.6 class lead. No problems for the pair as they end the rally with the class victory and 2nd overall. But this weekend there was no stopping Nick Carr and Joe Sturdy. They knew that the victory was important for the championship and they seemed like taking nothing less here at round 7. So before we take a look at the overall 1400s, here's a reminder of those class results. On to the overall 1400s then, and we would sadly lose Tim and Phil Banner late on in the event, retiring in stage 6. James Weaver and Teresa Butler, as a result, get themselves into the top 10 just before the finish, taking that 10th place overall and 3rd in the 1400 C class. Rob and Michael Evitt go one better, moving up the results to take 9th place at the end of the day's 6 stages. Stu Spire and Peter Williams are glad of the conditions improving as the day goes on, moving up to take 8th place at the end of the rally. And for Jane Auden-Rowe and David Auden, it will be 7th. A good result for the pair and some confidence to take into the next round in Yorkshire. Scott and David Sloan have a good run through the final 2 stages to take 6th. They hadn't had the best of seasons, so the finish was welcomed. Kieran Darrington and Pamela Mitchell avoid any more dramas to end the event in 5th. Consistency had been key this season, and this was another good result to add to that. A top 5 was what James Williams and Uric Davies wanted, and that's what they got. They end the event with 4th, showing that they have what it takes to fight at the top of the 1400s. Roger Priestnall and Chris King, meanwhile, don't have an easy day. Fuel pump problems in the previous loop, but they do make it back up the results in the final stages of the rally to take the final step on the 1400 podium. Sadly, that was helped with the loss of Jordan and Paul Hone. They roll out of the event on stage 6. So that does mean for Chris Powell and Jim Lewis, it will be 2nd. Still nursing that 1-minute road penalty, but it wouldn't have changed the overall position. Which means that for Dave Bennett and Alistair McNeil, it would be victory, putting them one step closer to the chance of lifting that trophy this season. With the next event being their home rally in Yorkshire, it was certainly looking good. So before we chat to the winners, here's a quick reminder of the final results here in Ludlow.
Dave, Alistair, as usual, it wasn't plain sailing for you, but here you are. victory at the Woodpecker.
Yeah, no, it's great to bring it home today, Paul, to be honest. It's been a tough old day, and as ever, not without drama. So bent the stub axle in Radnor, had a steady run through the second Radnor stage. So fortunately, the guys did a great job at service, got us back out again, and we were able to put some decent times in this afternoon and bring it home. So really pleased, really pleased.
Alistair, 3 victories this season actually belies what has been a very difficult campaign for you, because none of them have been easy, have they?
No, we seem to struggle. Seem to have gremlins everywhere we go. Got in the car this morning, the heater wouldn't work. Window was missing it, wasn't it? So it's nice to come away with some decent points.
Chris, Jim, new car in the championship. It's great to see a Sunbeam out here and a Sunbeam on the podium as well. You've fought hard for this.
Yeah, couldn't be happier. We had the third at the Plains, and now we've gone one better with the second, which is amazing. And we had a bit of a tricky day, a bit of a road penalty, and we managed to catch back up, get ourselves second overall. So yeah, really happy. Car's amazing.
And although the car is unscathed, Jim, there was a moment when you were going down a straight flat in top gear, and he's screwing the gear knob back on.
Yeah, it wasn't the best really. I was like I could tell he wasn't really concentrating as he's there trying to screw it all back on. I was like, it's not really the best place to be at 70 mile an hour down there really. But
you just ask him to let you know if anything came up out of the blue.
Well, as long as he told me there was anything nasty coming up, we'd be all right, really. Yeah.
But you got it screwed on. You managed to fit a new gearbox for the event, and you didn't put the gear knob on.
Oh, we blame the mechanic for that, obviously.
Of course.
Always his fault.
But it doesn't look like you have much to blame anyone for today, because this is a great result, the Woodpecker. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, really happy. Thank you.
Yeah, cheers, Paul. Thank you.
Roger, Chris, great result today. It wasn't plain sailing. It's been a tough battle, actually, all through the top 3 here, but you guys have had it tough, haven't you?
Yeah, we definitely didn't expect to be here. Had the troubles on 3 and 4 with the fuel pump giving us grief. We'd written the day off, to be honest, but we just kept battling in. Had a right good go on the last 2, and you know it's come to fruition.
Chris, it must have been a hell of a ride in there today, but if you'd have managed to find out the fuel pump issue earlier, it probably would have been a lot easier.
It made things a lot different, and yeah, well, it's been a good day, so just go with the flow, don't we?
It's all championship points at this stage of the season as well. Get as far up that leaderboard as you can, isn't it, as we head towards the last 2 rounds?
Yes, definitely, and like it's just glad to it's nice to get to the end for the change, but yeah, it's all adds up, doesn't it?
And to be sat here in this company today, it's a good result. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
Victory number 3 for Dave Bennett and Alistair McNeil here on the Woodpecker. The challenge for the 1400s in the BTRDA looks like it might just go to the wire, which is always best for us. It's best for you, and it's best for them, because they love a good battle. All the action will be right here on Special Stage. For now, though, it's celebrations for this Orange Corsa team on Special Stage. Thanks for watching.
Five right plus in and 6 right continues over 10.